Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from you from Fire Up Your Heart, children of God. And that's you, and that's you. So I wanted to fix something with you guys real quick. We haven't done it in a while. I'm not going to prep it with you because it never goes quick enough. And then the camera thing. And I mean, like, it's still showing that my face is. So I'm not going to do it in black and white because this is too pretty not to show. But I think there's like a glare. Now it's doing some weird beam thing that never did it before. Alright, so we did this. It's real pretty. Try to just put it up like this. What we have here is one small broccoli floret, like, you know, the whole... is that a floret? No, one floret. You know what I mean. One tree. Smaller. One jalapeno. 2 or 3 garlic pieces. Some onion, and the rest of my mini potatoes and 2 small russets I added in. 3 or 4 of the Roma tomatoes from the garden, and some cherry tomatoes cut in. A decent amount of the purple, it's red onion, but it turned out really nice. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just do a little bit. And I did my foot bath and soak and all that, and I'm a lot better. But I said, John, no, you don't want this one. I'm telling you right now. He already has like a weird cough from forever ago, and I'm like, this is not something you're gonna want to deal with. And now he's sick. So I wasn't gonna keep, I guess, refusing a kiss. I'm like, you don't want this cold. This is not a fun one. Well, I don't think colds are fun, right? There's a little pepper. It wasn't coming out right, so don't be thinking that's... Why do I care what you think? It's our dinner, not yours. And, so currently I'm going to try to figure out, because we had to pay some bills, but I at least want to feel like I can send something down there. But, geez, this is going to be going on a long time, so... I'm sure, like, at whatever point I can send stuff down south. My hope is to find the right group where it's disperses the most, or maybe I should just pick the one area that maybe because of my beloved Aunt Jessie and my grandparents, I will maybe focus on Asheville. And I had a lot of good memories from there. It was never anything not fun for me. It was always just super special for me. I love the Smokies, and I just loved it in that area where they were. And it wasn't too close to town at all. You had to take a little bit of a hike. It wasn't too far. So what we're going to do now is we're going to then sprinkle some, stir in some parsley. Parsley is good for a lot of things. I had said to John, we ran out of onions. We normally always try to have a little bit of onion, even if it's every day a little bit in something. And, I mean, I've said this stupid stuff before. It's kind of dumb. But that when I let up on the garlic and the onion, we all know the jokes for that, right? They like to smell like onions and garlic. Well, I don't know. Here I am. Do you hear me? Ooh, that's pretty. So, that's real nice. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to just drizzle a little bit of olive oil. And then here's a little chickie. So I put some stuff on top. And I'm going to try it this way where it allows a little bit of drain area. But I'm going to have to keep track of that now that I'm looking at this. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. It'll be alright. I used to just flop it in a pan. I just leave it in the chicken fat, and then I periodically drain off the chicken fat. And I'm just going to put them in together. And then decide at what point to Well, I'm already really excited. Okay, so I said jalapeno, some onion, some garlic, because that should all be discretionary on you. For one, a lot of people don't have a lot of spice and stuff very often. And so if you were to do what I do, you might find yourself detoxing yourself or something. So you want to take it easy if you're new to those types of veggies. So parsley it is packed, I believe, with the C's, and it also helps with kind of like an expectorant. I always say it wrong, expectorant, and your kidneys and your elimination processes, and well, really just everything. There's a lot with the parsley that's really great. So that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna put it in the oven, and I'll let you know later. Alligator of another skater. Okay, so what else? Chicken butt. All right, and I do have clothes on. All right, just so we're not. Let's not start some rumors now again, do we? Do we want to start more rumors? Whew, I mean, my God, you guys. Remember, God knows the truth about everything. You can make your story as wonderful as you want to make it, and elaborated and scapegoated and blaming others. I thought she said we were just cooking. But see, that's where I've always just had my peace. Is that my story is so outrageously insane, with the characters involved and how far they went to protect all the mess, and used me for it too. When it got to where they're really getting scared that I'm going to blow the top off the perverts, is God knows. He knows the truth, and He knows me, and He trusts me, and I trust Him, and that's where I've always had. That's okay. So this is for those struggling with who have been used and abused, and no one would ever help you. This doesn't make it go away. What I'm saying is, when you're in that darkest moment of time, and you have no one, you don't even have an aunt that believes you. You don't have a brother or a sister or a mother or a father or a teacher or a lawyer or a police, or maybe even your husband or your spouse, your partner. I'll be all inclusive or whatever. Whoever your partner is, your mate, whatever, your kids even. And nobody believes you. Because it's that sick that it would be hard to believe. God knows. See, there ain't nothing, nobody, you ain't none of nobody in any circle of anything in the world. You can't hide a thing from the Lord. And that is exactly why He is allowing stuff to completely go really wild right now. Because He's sick of the lies, He's sick of the cover-ups, and He's sick of children and vulnerable people being used and abused by a system that no longer, and has not for several decades and centuries and generations upon generations, protected the right people. But outside of that, praise the Lord, we were able to get some nice looking fresh foods, and the chicken looks delish, and I hopefully will be able to clip back on when everything's done and show you how it turned out. Outside of that, you know where you got to get, don't you? You better get to Jesus and stop thinking all you're hiding and scheming and scamming and that is going to work, because it ain't. And you're literally, it's enraging God more. So, I don't know, like, He was showing me this, like, closing in, because as far as I know, some fires made it all the way over to Minnesota. Now, I don't know how common that is, but I don't keep track of fires all the time, because that's too much to deal with too, but with all of everything else. But I don't even know if they got the fires contained while this horrible event down south is going on. Just horrible. I mean, I don't know if I'm just going in now some other sick, but it was hurting enough. I barely watched any short clips, and my stomach started like knotting up, and obviously dealing with tears, because I am a mourner for the Lord. because so many people are so apathetic. So I'm one of those that he still has around that actually remembers how to cry, and their family didn't put him on a pill because they cry sometimes. I do feel the pain, and I feel it deeply, and even if it's not my pain, and I believe the Lord, I think that he doesn't always let my leash get too long, but I know some might wonder how she can get away with whatever I guess I'm getting away with. But there again, God knows the truth, right? He knows everything. You can be the best storyteller in the world, but if you're fudging on shit, he knows. And he don't like it either. So, I love you. You guys have a great Saturday. We were actually going to figure out, but it was too late again. We have a problem with that. Like, we just now learned, we'd scheduled one thing way ahead. It's coming up in a couple weeks. And we might schedule something else, like in the spring. It's mainly a money thing. And the dogs, we wouldn't have anyone to watch them. So, like, these trips that we come up with, it makes it more difficult. And, but I was literally like, I was kind of hoping I could have got out to Butler because I've never seen Trump live. Like, actually missing it right now. But that is obviously one thing about technology, right? Is that you can go back and watch it later. So, okay. Well, that's a lot to say. And this was a long day. I must have needed a lot of attention today from my couple viewers. No, I love you guys. Have a good one.